Hey YouTube, what's up? Caesar here. Um, it's been a while. It's been a few weeks, almost a month, I think, since my last video announcing the life after work build, appreciation build. Um, I haven't really touched this model in weeks. um, Last thing I did was actually I was going to scratch build torpedo tubes. So I really didn't like these the molded frame around it and all the release mechanism. And the reason was because I knew that if this filing these seams down was going to be a pain. Well, you can't really see it from there. Um, that's why I wanted to scratch build them. But I was able to get some material for it, and I ran into a video on YouTube. There's this guy, I can't remember. It's been weeks, so I can't remember his channel name. And I have been wanting to get the flexi file, the one that files to the radius of a round object. Sorry, I'm kind of out of it, but and so I knew this was going to be a problem. So that's why I wanted to scratch build it, because I knew if I get a tube or something of the same size, I would get a seamless look. Didn't want to struggle with it. So, but I ran into this video, like I was saying, and this guy made a flexi file, just like this. And it only took him a couple minutes. I just copied what he did, and voila, there is my flexi file. It only took less than 10 minutes to build this. And didn't cost me 20 bucks or whatever it cost. And so I decided to try it on a couple of them, because there's 4 of them. And this one's primered. And I was able to get a really good seam. Well, not a really good seam, but seamless finish to it. And so, but yeah, I've been really busy, so I haven't really built. I've had a couple times where I could have built, but you know, I go through my moments just like everybody else does, where you just kind of don't feel it. And I put a lot of research in this too. I'm gonna tell you, this is a really, really good topic. This boat, PT109. I believe there was about over 600 of these built. And the specific PT109 was sent to the Pacific. And but a neat story about these is that, you know what, these were on D-Day. These were out there guarding the battleships that were firing at the Germans from as the assault was happening. These were actually out there guarding. So it was cool. These actually saw. These were on D-Day as well. But the story on these, it's really interesting. These go about, they used to go about 40 knots, which about equals about 46, 47 miles per hour or something like that, which is pretty good for a boat like this. It had 3 Packard V12 engines, and so it had a lot of force Funny thing about these boats is that these engines, even though they were very powerful and they were good, effective, they needed rebuilds, constant rebuilds. Every 500-600 hours, they needed to be rebuilt. And so these were used constantly. These were used primarily for I can't even find the words right now. It used to shoot down torpedo boats, Japanese boats that would carry supplies and things like that. And the torpedoes were very effective. Other than the torpedoes, there was a lot of things about the torpedoes on these that these were World War I torpedoes. I think they're Mark 8s or something like that. So they were old technology, and they weren't 100% effective all the time. Sometimes they wouldn't even go off. They would hit its target, but nothing would happen. Sometimes they would explode before they get there. And so then another, batch of these were made with more upgrades. And there's only a couple, maybe there's a couple of these that are actually not in service anymore, but they are actually in working condition. That I think there's one in New Orleans, in some museum out there. There's another one in Washington, but they are the higher numbered ones, like the 600s, 500s, or something like that. And there's a lot of videos on these boats, and interesting to build on these boats, how they were actually built. They were made out of mahogany planks, and how the hull was made was made of planks and plywood, basically, but mahogany. And there was a self-sealing, I can't remember if it was self-sealing. Yeah, I think it was a self-sealing type of, I can't remember the name right now. It was some kind of plastic type material, rubber material, plastic material that was sandwiched between two planks. So it was, the first set of planks was 1 inch, and then the material went over, and then another inch of material, another inch of planking went on the other side. So that's what kept it from water not seeping in. The decks were also made out of planks. Controversy has it that that the boat was green. Now, other controversy says that it wasn't. It was almost like a dark grayish green, which I can see that happening with the, they were originally painted green, and with all the salt water and the sun, paint fades and things like that. So, but it's a lot of history on these boats. So yeah, I started building it. Like I said, I haven't touched it in weeks, and so that's just an update for now. I'll be doing some more updates here as I go along. I was gonna buy a photo etch kit for this, but then I changed my mind. Right here, you can see I took out the. This is where the life raft goes. But I took it out because towards the end of his days, there isn't any actual images or anything like that from the day, or actual film footage or anything of the 109. And I think days before its life ended, of the 109, they had installed a 37mm cannon, an Army issue 37mm cannon, which usually a 40mm cannon would probably have gone there. And later on, in the later versions, 40mm cannons were installed. The reason is because the Japanese were so afraid of these that these PT boats would sink a lot of their materials and a lot of um, a lot of their boats that carry supplies and things like that. So when the Japanese caught on to these boats, they started moving their materials and supplies in barges, and the barges were like the bottom of the barges were like 3-4 feet, which um, these torpedoes off these boats would sink down to about 5 feet. Um, so some of the torpedoes were missing these barges. So it became more effective to put the 37 millimeter cannon and shoot them down with that. So yeah, they were supposed to get 40s, but there was a short supply of 40 millimeters. That was the Navy's standard, I guess, and the Army had a large supply of 37 millimeters sitting around, so they would grab them and install them on the front of these. So years back ago, I had the same kit, and I never built it, but I sold it, and I had really built the kit. Sorry, I had really had the kit because I was going to build the 109, and I was going to build it with a 37 millimeter cannon. The kit does not come with that, so I had remembered that there was a reason why I had one of these kits. It's 1/72 scale US Jeep Willis, and this little kit comes with a 37 millimeter cannon. So this specific exact same thing was put on this boat. So I'll be adding that on there. Also, let's see. I was going to, like, I think I did mention I was going to buy a photo etch kit, but I changed my mind. It's really expensive, and I'm focusing on this just to get it done. But I want to take my time also. I want to do it right. I was thinking about doing a diorama, actual in the water diorama, and I'm still debating on that. Once I get towards the end of it, I'll see where I'm at. So that's where that's at. I got my little inspiration wall over here. These are just prints I printed out off the internet. People already built this kit in the same scale, same kit, and then there's another company that has one in 1/35 scale. So you can see some people build it in green. Some people have built it in grayish, then grayish green, which I think I might go this route. This looks more what probably would have been if it was painted green. If it came out of the factory looking like this, because specs call for this type of green. And I would see it sitting in the ocean, salt water, in the sun, the Pacific Ocean, and fading out into this. So yeah, I got a little bit more over here. Sorry. So yeah, that's what I've been working on. And I've gotten a handful of kits as well. Which you know what I want to do? Hobby Lobby just got a new batch out, and I bought several of them. During my lunch hour, I live and I work so close to Hobby Lobbies. So sometimes I just take a trip over there just to look around, and I noticed that they put out some new kits. And you know what? The even Revell now, I know that AMT has been doing their old school vintage boxes and stuff like that, which is very, very, very attracting. I bought kits. I usually don't buy just to buy. I buy it with a purpose, thinking I have something in my mind. But there's a couple times where I've bought a kit where the artwork looks so cool that I just like, I gotta have it, because the artwork sparks something. It'll spark something in my mind. I'm like, I'll take this. Um, so now Revell, it looks like Revell is starting to do the same thing. They're starting to do a lot of artwork. Uh, and I will be doing a video of the other kits that I've gotten, just to show you. Um, but that's it. I'm at 15 minutes. I didn't want to make this too long, but that's my update on this. And I hope to see you guys here soon. I'm gonna start, get some bench time right now. For the next few minutes before my daughter wakes up, because after that, life is over. So, all right. So I'll see you guys later, and keep building.